And I will tell you right now, in order to kick this video off in the right way, I don't like my physique. Don't like my body. It doesn't wreck me. It doesn't ruin me. I don't wake up going, oh, I hate my or anything like that, although that can be a very serious thing. Sorry, the board a-hole here. Thank you very much for joining me as always. I go to the gym sort of 5-6 times a week. I've been doing this for many, many years. And here I sit, and I'm still not all that fond of what I have created, which is why I wanted to talk about this today, and 5 reasons you probably don't like your physique. Number 5 ties into just that. Nobody does. Because as soon as you start trying to get in shape, as soon as you lift that first weight off the floor, when you get on that cardio machine for the first time, you ain't ever going to be in shape in your own mind. It's just this weird, ironic, horrible contradiction in terms that happens as soon as you decide to dedicate yourself to this kind of a thing. I don't know why this happens. Probably because all of a sudden you are on your journey and you are making your way and you are making progress. And when you get to 2, you want to get to 4. When you get to 4, you want to get to 8. When you want to get to 10, you want to get to 122. But if you accept that and you understand it, which is genuinely something I have done over the last 10 years, it's okay. It's like not crying over spilt milk. The milk is still down there. You're like, oh, well, it's already done. What am I going to do? So you have to make sure that you enjoy the other things that may come with this. And of course, there's going to be days when you look at yourself like, oh, yeah, there he is. And you're going to be super duper happy with yourself and warm and fuzzy in your tum-tum. But for about 87.9% of the time, it's just going to be like, oh, my gosh, why don't I like what I'm seeing in the mirror? That's because you're a human being. It's true. That's the answer. The answer is you were born human, and now you must be screwed over for life. So when you break up with your partner, right, you're going out with Claire, and you're done with Claire. You know you're done with Claire. You sit down with Claire and say, look, Claire, we had a great few years. I really appreciate you, but it's over. Then 1 week later, you stare off and you go, man, I shouldn't have broken up with Claire. Because you always want what you don't have. Number 4 is it's impossible for you to see how much you've developed. This really comes down to the fact that it's such a slow process. Like, what other kind of activity do you do where you know it's probably going to be about a year until you see significant change? Because you go to the gym on day 1, you don't see anything on day 2 or day 3 or day 4. In fact, you're going to hurt loads. It's going to be of detriment to you. Even after a few months, maybe there'll be some minor changes, but you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And when you get to this year period or whatever it may be, you then can't really understand what you have seen because once again, you have that critical eye. And any kind of muscle mass, say 1 to 2 pounds of lean muscle, whatever it may be, you could have put on your frame, it will be there, and you'll know it's there, and you can feel it in yourself, but because it took so long to get there, it's kind of hard to grab onto it. Like, you'll understand this if you have been there, but that is just going to throw your brain off once again and make you go, well, why the hell am I even doing this for? I don't think it's working, even though you know it's working. So it happens so slow, it does kind of pass you by, but this is why you have to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy going to the gym. You have to enjoy the diet. You have to make it a lifestyle. And the best way to do that is to make it fun and to make it enjoyable. So it's not eating the same thing every day. It's not eating a bunch of stuff you don't want to eat. It's not doing cardio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times throughout a 24-hour period. It's about going, well, I like this aspect of it, not too fond of that aspect, but this aspect is great, and taking those positive ones and extrapolating some kind of a plan. There's always going to be something like lunges that you don't want to do, but you do them because you understand there is still a beneficial factor down the line. The real kicker is you get down the line and you still don't really know what's going on. So I suppose these last 2 entries kind of tie in together, but don't worry about it. There's still a bunch of goodness you can take from it. But yeah, there's a lot of shit too. Number 3 is that the mirror hates you. And I mean this. Not only can you look into one mirror and look like the most jacked person ever, and then go to another mirror and look like you've never lifted weights in your life, you are only ever going to see the bad. You look at your deltoid and go, well, that is a wank deltoid. You look at your tricep and go, absolutely pathetic. How the hell am I ever going to do anything with that? You look at your bicep and go, yeah, right. Couldn't even open a jar. This is what we do to ourselves. And it's why if you do have the money and you can financially afford it, getting a personal trainer is one of the best things you can ever do. Because they will tell you from a third-party perspective, this is good and that's not so good, and this is great and that's kind of bad. And then you know it's kind of coming from a good place. I mean, you can argue that, well, PT Taylor's going to tell me whatever I want. Well, that's a bad personal trainer, right? It's just a bad personal trainer. If you find a good one who is honest with you, then you can kind of take that information and it's going to make you feel a bit better. But even then, you will look in the mirror and there'll be some sad sack of shib looking back at you, and you'll turn to your friend or your partner and go, do I look this bad? They go, no, you look great, and you get mad at them because you're like, damn it, why are you lying to me? But it's not. They're seeing what you don't see, and you're seeing what you think they see, and it's a horrible path to start walking down. So do not overly worry about the mirror, or if you know there's a mirror that has good lighting, just go in that mirror. I hear this all the time. Well, it's the mirror. Who cares? This game wouldn't be as good if Batman wasn't in it. Batman is in the game. Use a nice mirror. Number 2 is the post-workout pump. Now, the post-workout pump is absolutely terrible because when you do have the post-workout pump and you go to one of these mirrors, you're like, well, there's the guy. That's who I've been working for so long to try and see. And you get home 35 minutes later, you're like, where did he go? He just ran away. He just left me all lonely and miserable. I can't believe it. And then you feel worse. That's the absolute irony here. You feel worse. But do not forget this, and you do have to look at it this way. You were still that person. I know that sounds stupid, and you were full of pump-up juice, and you were full of workout, and you were full of blood, and you were filled of lactic acid. But there was a time when you would have gone to the gym and you wouldn't have looked like that. So the fact that you look like it now does still go to show that you put on mass, you put on muscle, you are making the right steps to do it. Now, unfortunately, no, you can't walk around 24 hours a day looking like that because it's kind of a lie. And of course, when everybody takes gym selfies, always at that point, oh, I just look like this. No, you don't, as a vein just comes out of their arm. But there are still positives and there's still pluses to take from it, right? If you took a post-workout pump selfie after the first week, and then you did it 5 years later after you've been super consistent, you're going to look 10 times better. So you have earned that person you turn into at the post-workout pump. Just pretend you're the Hulk. That's it. You're the Hulk. You're the Hulk, and as soon as you calm down, you're going to lose all your mass. And the number one reason you don't have the physique you want is because of all of life's crap. Or every other problem in your life. Because what so many people do is they decide, oh, when I have abs, I'm going to be happy. When I look jacked, I'm going to be happy. When I'm muscular, I'm going to be happy. And that does, stand true to a certain extent. You're probably going to have more happiness in your life. But then you've got money problems, and you've got girlfriend, boyfriend problems. Then maybe there's family issues, whatever it may be, and that will then knock you off your perch. Doesn't matter if you're 250 pounds and 6% body fat and look like an absolute Adonis. When all these other things creep into your life, you will look at yourself and go, man, I look crap. And you don't actually look crap, you just feel crap. But when you feel crap, all of a sudden you manifest that onto other things. And it truly is a reason why people don't enjoy their body as much as they think they're going to, because it's not the answer. It's not the answer to everything. It's certainly sort of one of the things you should try and do, because once again, it is going to improve your mood. It's going to perk you up and show that you can do it, and you give yourself a pat on the back. But it's not the be-all and end-all. It's not the meaning of life. It's not the holy grail. It's not Pandora's box. It's just something you can do. And that's why you always have to approach it as such. Of course it's important, and of course it requires a lot of effort and a lot of time. But if you don't make sure you're a well-balanced individual, like bring balance to the force, as if you're in Star Wars, you're not going to get anything out with it to begin with, and you're still going to look at yourself and just go, because again, you're not feeling that great. So always do remember this is a mental game. Everybody will tell you that about lots of walks of life, and it's the same with going to the gym, same with going to the fitness palace of love. It is a mental game. And when you're mentally flying, you're going to look twice as big as when you're mentally not flying. And both are okay. You have to understand, I know, ironic coming from me, that there are ups and downs. And that goes for the gym as well. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't go too crazy. And know that you can do it. Now, please do leave a comment below and let me know what you think about all of this and how you feel about your own body. I think that could spark an interesting discussion. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Hit the bell, ding, ding. So when videos are going live, there will be a video on the screen. Please do give it a click, because that's what YouTube loves. Otherwise, grillermind.com/Simon. You can Simon get 10% off at Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter. Patreon.com/Simon316 for rewards and other videos. I'm on Cameo. SimonMiller.BigCartel.com for merch. And that's it. We're done here. Those who have made it to the end, I need to go lay down because I've recorded back-to-back videos, and it is kind of exhausting, as silly as that sounds. You take care. Smash the gym. See you soon.